Hey everybody, it's Kevin Davidson, your host for Kevin's Corner, Real Estate from a Marketing Perspective, and this is episode number 78. First thing I want to do is I want to apologize for having a 2-week absence. 2 weeks ago it was Thanksgiving, and last week I was sick. And I'm still a little sick, but we're going to do this anyway. This is episode number 78. I always start up my podcast by telling everybody that if you are a real estate agent or a vendor that operates in the Fort Bend County area and you want to be on the podcast, would love to have you. Give me a call, 832-654-0527, or email me at kevin.davidson@stewart.com. And I can't do the podcast if it wasn't for the rest of my team. Jennifer Smitis, the area president, Caitlin Cornick, Devin, the escrow officers here in Sugar Land, Kate Cannon, the escrow officer in Richmond, and all of our assistants and processors and everybody that works for us. So couldn't do this podcast if it wasn't for you guys, so thank you. So let's get started with episode number 78. This beautiful young lady is, her name is Sahba Amjadian.
Amjadian.
Okay, I knew I was going to mess that up. She is a fairly new agent, but she is hit the ground running, doing her thing. So I wanted to bring her on the podcast so she can get a little experience in front of a camera and also introduce herself to the rest of the world. So say hi to everybody.
Well, thank you, Kevin, for having me. I'm very excited to be here. Like you said, my name is Sahba Amjadian, and I'm an agent with Kiani Realty here in Houston, Texas. And I've been in the industry for about 5 years. 5 months. I'm sorry. 5 months. 5 months. And here we are.
Yeah, she's fairly new. So, but everybody's fairly new when they start something from the beginning and everything. So tell everybody real quick, what were you doing before you got into real estate?
Before I got into real estate, I was going to school for nursing, and I was also working at Houston Methodist as a phlebotomist, and I was also doing caregiving as well. So I was in the healthcare industry.
What's a phlebotomist?
When you go and you get your blood drawn at the doctor's, that person doing it is a phlebotomist.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the only person you really see when you go to the doctor. It's the one with a needle. Okay, so you have experience doing that, huh?
Yes.
Oh, wow. And why did you decide to not do that anymore and get into real estate?
It just wasn't really serving its purpose for me anymore, and nursing wasn't really my passion anymore. And I also like that, when you're in real estate, you're on commission. You get to basically control how much money you make. Mm-hmm. The sky is the limit, but when you work a typical 9 to 5, you don't have that option. Your salary is set. You might get a raise, a bonus, but somebody else is making that decision for you. So that was always appealing to me when it came to real estate in general. So
you like working for yourself?
Absolutely.
And how long did it take you to get your real estate license when you decided to do it?
It took me about 5 months, I want to say. It took me a while because I was working full-time at the time, so I had to kind of juggle it all together, but it took me about 5 months.
And you think it was the right decision?
Absolutely. I haven't looked back since. I've been loving it. There are some, tough times in real estate. It's a slow starting business, and you have to be very patient. But so far, it's been really working out for me, and it's really been serving its purpose in my life.
So as of today, as of the day of this recording of this podcast, Sahba got her first major transaction under her belt. She had a buyer's client that closed today.
Yes.
So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
How was that? How did you like the way that whole process went through?
It was wonderful. Shout out to my buyers because they made the entire process just so, smooth and easy. Our offer worked out great. We pretty much got everything that our buyers wanted, and it was a smooth process. We closed in a month, so it was just amazing. Honestly, for my first experience, it was just wonderful.
No hiccups, nothing that you had to run to Kiani.
Shout out to Kiani too because I couldn't do it without her. She held my hand through all of it and helped me out as much as she could.
And shout out to Kiani if you're watching. Hi, how you doing? So you've done a buyer's transaction, but you haven't done a seller's transaction. Do you think, based on the 5 months you've been in the industry, that you might like being a buyer's agent better or a seller's agent, or do you not know yet?
To be honest with you, since I haven't had any sellers, I can't say yet, but I absolutely loved being a buyer's agent. I loved it. I do know from what I see with other agents, being a listing agent, it is a bit more complicated and a little bit harder. But I'm excited to have my first listing, hopefully very soon.
There's more work at a listing at the house, but when you're a buyer's agent, there's more work on the road.
Yes.
So
yes,
it's kind of a
absolutely.
wash, to be honest with you. But, if you like driving around town and showing people lots of houses, there are people that are like that. And if you would rather help someone fix their house up and get it ready for the market, then there's something to say for that too.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I met you a few months ago through Kiani and through Shiva.
Yes.
And we've done some work together on marketing and stuff. So now that you're into real estate, you got your first transaction under your belt. How did you get that lead or that particular client?
To be honest with you, that client was a referral from one of our family friends. So it wasn't necessarily through a lead. But I have been marketing with you, and I do think, that in the long run is going to start doing what it's supposed to.
You almost had one doing some farming.
Yes, I did, but that didn't go too well.
He did not want to pay.
He didn't want to pay.
So what do you think you want to do in the future to market your business?
So I've just recently started with farming with you, and I've been able to send out a couple of postcards, and I've the past month, it's been Christmas time, so I've been trying to be a little more festive, but definitely more consistent with that, and also cold calling.
I remember you enjoy cold calling.
Yes, but I've started to fall off of it a little bit because my schedule's been a little bit different lately, and different things going on in my life. But I definitely think cold calling, just having a genuine conversation with a person, can take you a long way. So I definitely want to work more on that and be more consistent with that.
And you're on social media, correct?
Yes.
Which
Not
platform?
Posting 3 times a day though.
Well, the podcast is not about getting you in trouble. But, so what platforms are you on?
I'm on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn,
YouTube, Google My Business.
Google My Business, not YouTube. I still need to do that.
Yes, you need to do that. And when you post on social media, what are the things that you like to post?
Things that are real estate related, of course. I'm not the biggest poster, as you know. I like, I can't necessarily post too much. It's just not in me yet. But, anything real estate related, or when I get together with like my people from my brokerage, we'll take a picture together. And sometimes I even post, informative videos about real estate, funny videos and whatnot, but I definitely need to be more consistent with content.
Well, between me pushing you and Shiva, because she's excellent at the video thing.
Yeah.
So, what area of town do you think you want to be the expert in Houston?
Definitely Sugarland.
Oh, okay. Cool.
We're in Sugarland right now, but I grew up here. And I know the town inside and out, and I love the area. I generally think, for a family to settle down, it's the best area to do that. And so definitely Sugarland for sure.
Okay, awesome. And tell everybody a little bit about Kiani Realty and why you're there and why you chose Kiani.
Kiani Realty, I have so much love for my brokerage. I genuinely think, your broker has to, give you a lot of information, and my broker, I'm very lucky. My broker gives us a lot of love, a lot of attention. She's very attentive. And those are all the reasons why I love Kiani Realty. Brokers, not all of them are good like that. Some brokers don't even see their agents ever, but not Kiani. Kiani attends to everybody. She helps everybody out, and she's the type of person that wants to see everybody win. So that's why I love Kiani Realty.
The most of the agents, I believe, that are part of her brokerage, you guys are from where now?
Iran.
Yes. Now,
yes.
Is it just Iran, or are there some other countries over there?
Oh, we have.
Because I know Asaru.
Yes,
She just joined, and she's not from Iran. She's from Nigeria.
Yes. No, we have a couple of people that aren't Iranian. Majority of our people are Iranian, which kind of bonds us together in a way. But yeah, we have a couple of people that aren't Iranian as well.
I also met Miriam.
Yes.
And I went over and helped her with a video a couple of weeks ago. It's Shiva, Kiani. So I don't think I've met anybody else from the brokerage, but from what I understand, Kiani's telling all you guys that you guys need to come get help from me. So if I was a client out there, if I was someone that was looking for real estate and I did not know any real estate agents, and I went on Google and I typed in excellent real estate agent in Sugar Land, and your content popped up. And based on your content, I decided to call you. How would the first conversation go? What should someone that's looking for a real estate agent, if they reach out to Sahba, what can they expect?
To be honest with you, I think real estate is a lot about connecting with people far beyond just buying or selling a property. So I would say, first conversation with me would just be us, me getting to know your needs, what you're looking to do, and also to make a connection with that person. So, they would be expecting all of that. Transparency for sure. Yeah. I will tell you exactly how it is. I don't really like to sugarcoat things. And I feel like that's something people like about me. So that's what.
Ask them a couple of questions about what it is that they're looking for,
Absolutely.
What they expect. And then at the same time, if their expectations far exceed their means or their financial abilities or
Absolutely.
Or whatever, you can, help get them straight. And through your connections with me and with Kiani, you have the vendors that can help people get their credit fixed and all that stuff. So tell everybody what they can expect from Sahba in 2025.
Oh, I'm so excited for 2025. I feel like 2024 for me was kind of just putting my foundation together. And 2025, we're just going up. We'll be expecting definitely a lot more social media content. That is on my list for sure. And also just I want to meet more people. I want to make more connections, more meaningful connections. And also just...
You're going to get yourself out there.
Absolutely, yes. I'm an introvert, so it's been interesting for me the couple of months getting out there for sure.
You can't be an introvert to be a real estate agent.
No, you can't be. You got to get yourself out of it for sure.
Yeah, awesome. Is there one last thing that you would like anybody in the world that's watching this to know about you? Do me a favor. Say something to the audience in your language.
Okay. This always makes me so nervous. مرسی که این ویدیو رو نگاه کردین و اگه میخواین خونه بفروشین یا خونه بخرین به من زنگ بزنین.
What did you say?
Oh, I said thank you for watching this video, and if you want to sell or buy a house, contact me.
All right. Tell everybody what your phone number is.
My phone number is 346-256-7244, and you can reach me, my email at sahba, SAHBA, @kianirealty.com.
And remember, she's on Facebook, Instagram,
LinkedIn,
and Google My Business. Give me your phone number one more time.
346-256-7244.
This is Sahba, everybody. So if you're looking for an agent that will do a great job, that is hungry and is looking to make people happy because she's fairly new in the industry, she's got a great brokerage that backs her up, so no problem with any questions or anything that comes up. She'll be happy to help you anywhere in the city of Houston, specifically in the Sugar Land area.
Yes.
Give me your number one more time.
346-256-7244. Call me.
Awesome. Yes, call her. Well, thank you for being on the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. No, it was so fun.
Awesome. She's going to call me next week and go, when can I do it again? We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back with segment number 2 of episode number 78 of Kevin's Corner, Real Estate from a Marketing Perspective with Boxer Inspections. Be right back. Hey everybody, we're back with segment number 2 of episode number 78 of Kevin's Corner, Real Estate from a Marketing Perspective. And if you guys don't know, I have a guest on today that's first time guest on the podcast, and we just recently really kind of met for real a couple weeks ago. We've been sponsoring the same event for a few months, and I decided to ask him if he wanted to start doing some things together, and we had lunch, and here we are. This is Eric Christie from Boxer Inspections. Say hi to everybody.
That's correct. Hello, everyone. Kevin, thanks so much for having us on your little podcast today. I appreciate it.
I accidentally called him Carlisle a minute ago, and that was wrong. So his last name is Christie. Boxer Inspections. Tell everybody just a little bit about what that is and what you do.
Well, we are a residential and commercial inspection company. The premise is helping people to understand what the condition of a property is before you buy it. Right. Because if you buy something that has a problem with it, then you just bought that problem. And so we're here to advise and recommend when people are buying property so that they don't get themselves in trouble if we can avoid that.
And why did you get into inspections, real estate inspections, and decide to open up your own company?
Well, my background is in engineering. I'm actually a mechanical engineer.
It's not an engineering podcast. Let's not get it. Don't go down
it's
that road.
Okay. You got to know where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I know.
So I spent many years doing design and development work, and the last gig was in the oil field, and just got out of that and decided we wanted to do something different because the oil field it's up and down as well, but it can be pretty dramatic there. And
too.
Yeah. A lot of industries have that, issue when they have ups and downs. But I wanted to do something where I have more control over my future.
Yeah.
Build a business that you can provide, ultimately for your family. And if your kids want to take it over or end up selling it, if you build it up and sell it, there's lots more options than working an 8 to 5 for a company. So we decided to get into real estate a while back and. Did a lot of real estate investing for a while and got into the inspection side of it. I feel like it fits my brain and how my engineering brain side works, and I actually enjoy it. I think it's a lot of fun. You see a lot of interesting stuff.
So how long have you been doing it now?
7 years now.
7 years, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So you went through and survived COVID and,
Yep.
and what we're going through right now and all that good stuff. Tell everybody a little about what... because there's going to be people that watch this podcast that aren't necessarily in real estate. What is a real estate home inspection?
So when you're buying a property, whether it's commercial or residential, you have a period before the transaction goes through that you can inspect the building or structure and have an idea of what the condition is. With the residential side, people want to make sure that everything is going to work and they're not going to have big repair bills when they get started. On the commercial side, they're more concerned about the age and how long something's going to last because they know they're going to have to spend money to get that fixed, and they want to have a good profit margin up until that time. So slightly different reasons for the inspection, but at the end of the day, you want to make sure that what you're spending, the money that you're putting out there for that property, is going to get you a good property, whether it's a property you're going to live in, an investment property that you're trying to get cash flow out of it, or if it's going to commercial property for a business. So there's different ways that, different reasons for doing that, but the inspection process allows you to have somebody take a look at it from a third-party objective point of view and give you basically the straight skinny on what's going on with that.
And what type of inspections do you do?
On the residential side, we offer the main inspections that people are looking for, which is primarily a pre-purchase inspection. We do some pre-listing inspections, but we always advise talk to your real estate professional first. But some people want to maximize their profitability, and in which case that's fine, so we can do those. Also have the certifications to do pools and spas, thermal camera inspections. We do roof inspections, foundation level, phased inspections, which is through the construction process, and also warranty inspections. So at the end of typically a year after you've bought a property, or 2 years, depending upon what the seller has paid for on your warranty, we can do a warranty inspection so that we identify those things that may have failed in that year and get those sent off so that you can have those repaired. So.
And when you do an inspection for a real estate agent, how quickly after you've completed it do they get a report?
Most of the time it's the same day. I usually get back to the office and get those knocked out. It's only Somebody a couple months back, I did a house that was 12,700 square feet. That took me a little time
That's a huge house.
Took me a little time to write that report up. So they got it the next day. So typically, 99% of the time, 8% of the time, you're going to get it the same day. Every once in a while, it's going to be the next day.
So I have a question. Since I have an inspector sitting on my podcast, I get this a lot. On a new build, why is it a good idea to get an inspection when it's a brand new house?
That is an excellent question, Kevin.
I'm hoping for an excellent answer.
People do ask that. So the bottom line is it twofold. So a lot of people, new construction, it's new. What could be wrong with it? My answer to that, because inspectors see what we see. We know what we see in new construction. The bottom line is that the house is built by humans, and humans make mistakes. And what we're there to do is not to tell the builder how to build the house, not to tell the subs what they're doing wrong. It's to identify the mistakes that were made, get those identified so that the builder can correct them. And we've seen, I personally have seen brand new dishwashers with mold in them, holes in the roof, electrical outlets with no power. You name it. It's all out there, but it's just mistakes. And it's no difference than, somebody who either is working too fast or doesn't care about what they're doing or may not have the training that they need to do that job. It doesn't really matter. It's just that mistake was made. Let's get it corrected.
Do you ever have any pushback from the builders when you say, here, all this needs to be fixed?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Not all the time, but there's quite a few of them out there that they want, they'll want a code certification or a listing for it. And if they, just one or two items, I'm happy to give it to them. Mm-hmm. I have had at least one builder said, hey, here's your report. We need a code listing for every one of these things in here. And I said, that's fine. I said, I do charge X amount of dollars an hour and I have a 3-hour minimum. I'll be happy to do it. It's paid up front. So if you want me to go do all that, I'll be happy to do it, but it's going to cost you. I'm not going to do that for free. Right. In that particular case, I didn't hear back from him.
Yeah.
So, but anything it's in the reports is either in the code books, which can be backed up by a code reference, or is an industry practice, which is documented, or is the manufacturer's installation instructions.
Okay. All right. So let's shift gears just a little bit. You've been around for 7 years, you said?
Yes, sir.
So how do you grow your business? How do you get leads?
A couple different ways. Since you're talking about marketing, we know that social media is a huge aspect. You asked Sahba about what she had used for hers. We use all the social media, the typical ones. I use Facebook. We have a web page, Instagram, LinkedIn, Nextdoor, Yelp. We have a YouTube channel. Those are all out there to get, those help you to get listed when somebody goes to Google. Also, I forgot to mention Bing. Yeah. On the Microsoft side, on the Bing platform. Those help you to get listed when people are doing particular keyword searches. The blog posts that I write, we go and do research on what the particular search criteria that people are looking for when looking for an inspector or an inspection service in the area. And we try to write those blog posts with those keywords in there.
So you know what search engine optimization is?
I do.
Good, because that's what you're speaking right now.
Correct.
Yeah. So
I don't know all of it. I know enough just to be dangerous.
Most people don't know what that is, but that is exactly what he just said. Using keywords that people are using to find the product or services that they need, and including those keywords in your content so you come up when they search.
Yep, that's exactly right.
That's how you move up the rankings. In your printed content, in your video content, everything has got to have keywords in it.
Absolutely.
That's pretty impressive. Very good. I like that. What are some things I know you're also a big networking guy because that's how we met.
Yep.
You're in BNI. What are some other things that you might want to start doing in the future that you don't do now?
So as you and I have discussed, we're working on CE content.
Yeah.
So that we can provide that to real estate agent professionals, both the brokers and the agents, sales agents, whoever's interested in it, even folks at title companies, anybody that's in the real estate realm, because there's always information that can be conveyed to help make that transaction as smooth as possible, and having that information, because in some cases that you actually know because you were taught that, or you have a resource that you can count on that you can call. That's why we build our network. We can't. I learned a long time ago, you can't know everything, so surround yourself with people who do.
Yeah.
And so the intention is to provide the content. Yes, we're going to build more connections and things of that nature, but it also gives us an opportunity to speak with folks and help to give them a little bit of education on the inspection process, so it might not be so cryptic to a lot of people.
Sahba knows this because I've said this to Sahba in the past, and I say it to every agent that I work with. The key to this is to become the expert.
Absolutely.
And I don't care if you don't think you're the expert. That's not the point. The point is to making the people out there think you're the expert.
Correct.
And in doing that, in order to do that, you need to be on all the social media, website, blog page, video, YouTube, Google, Bing, everything you said.
Yes.
Because the more content you have online, the more that you're found, the more you look like you're the expert.
Right. And you don't, and as you mentioned, having that knowledge and being a perceived expert. And the other thing I think is important is not being, if somebody asks you a question you don't know, don't be afraid to say you don't know.
No, just
but
figure out what it is.
But reach out. But hey, that's a good question. Let me think about it. I'll get back to you. But there are folks out there that will make stuff up. Right on the fly, and it's like you just look at it funny and say, "Well, that doesn't make sense."
I've been teaching CE classes for 7 years, and I did it for two reasons. One, because I wanted to share my marketing knowledge with agents to help them grow, so they would then in turn help me grow. But at the same time, I wanted to be perceived as an expert. Not the expert, an expert. There's multiple other people that do what I do, but I just think I do it better.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. They think they do it better than me, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you don't provide value and you don't provide expertise to your possible clientele or the people that you want to work with, what else are you offering them besides an inspection?
Yeah, it's that uniqueness, right?
How does that make you different from everybody else?
Yeah.
So I think you're on the right track. Keep up the good
Appreciate
work.
it.
Real estate agents are watching this podcast. What do you want to tell them right now?
Wow, that's a great question. Anytime that I think that agents are looking for a new inspection company or inspection personnel, there's always some risk associated with that. They may have been working with somebody that they're very familiar with, they're comfortable, maybe they're not as available, or maybe they're retiring. That's happened as well. I'm happy to send you example reports that you can look at. You can see what's going on. You're also welcome to Google us and read the reviews that are on my Google My Business page, and also the content that we put out on social media. When I first started, a lot of folks I would just put things out here, hey, this is what we look at in a window, this is how we test it, or this is what we do. And people would say, well, we don't want to see that. We want to see the weird stuff, the strange stuff that you guys see. It's like, okay, we can do that too. And so a lot of the content is, this is what we found, but at the same time we say, this is what we found, this is how we found it, or this is how it should be. So you walk around a house, you see there's like, hey, there's a opening there that for AC lines to go into the house, but there's no AC unit there, right? So it's pretty obvious that the AC unit is missing. But then you got to go into the attic and say, okay, well, what happened here? Right. What's going on? So for agents out there, we're always available to answer questions. I'm happy to talk with you to kind of interview. You can interview me to see whether you feel comfortable. And then also, if it helps you, then we've got the reports that we're happy to send you and let you look at what you're going to get and how clear the comments are. So I think that's also helpful. Part of my background is being, I think I mentioned this, in technical writing. So that helped me in my engineering career. But I think it also makes me a good writer in the reports. So they're clear and the message is communicated.
So I always say, when I talk to agents about using my title company, Stewart Title for title, I'm not asking you to use me exclusively unless you want me to, want to, but at least put me in your top 2 rotation, because
Absolutely.
Who else is offering the value that I am? So at the same time, if you guys have a preferred inspection company, but you're looking for a number 2 or number 3, or you're looking for an alternative, give Eric a call.
Or your number 1.
Or your number 1. Everybody knows me knows that not every vendor that operates in the Fort Bend County area is going to be able to partner with me and sponsor my events. So the fact that he's here on the podcast says a lot. So give him a shout. Tell everybody how to get hold of you.
Well, my phone number is 281-783-3030. My email is info at boxerinspections.com. And of course, you can just Google my company name, Boxer Inspections. You'll find lots of content out there. There are different social media outlets, and of course, the webpage. Go to read the reviews on my Google My Business, because I do ask for reviews. I don't ask for good reviews. I ask for reviews. As an engineer, you can't, if you don't measure something, you can't fix it. So if I didn't do something right in that transaction, I need to know about it.
Yep. Give me the phone number one more time.
281-783-3030.
So guys, this is Eric Christie with Boxer Inspections. I'll probably never forget that now. If you're looking for an inspection company, give them a try. Thanks very much for being on the podcast. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, Kevin. I appreciate the opportunity.
Yes, sir. So that wraps up episode number 78 of Kevin's Corner, Real Estate from a Marketing Perspective. Appreciate you guys taking the time to tune in and being patient over the last 2 weeks since I didn't have episodes. Again, if you are an agent or a vendor that wants to be on the podcast, give me a call, 832-654-0527. And again, thank you to Jennifer Smitis, Caitlin Cornick, Devaney Devon, Kate Cannon, and everybody that works for us at Stewart Title, Sugar Land, and Richmond. And I always say, if you need title and you're not using Stewart Title, shame on you. Until next week, guys, we'll see you later. Bye-bye. Say bye.
Bye now.
All right.